Yeah. All right, now. That was a little more like it, man. You understand me? That was a little more like it. You did. Put that out my shot. Oh. All right. It's a different little wilder view. Maybe I need to. Let's do this. What's going on, everybody? Letterbox, but we back in the building. This more like it. This is what it's supposed to be. Let me make sure my mic is sounding nice. You understand me? We're in the building, man. How everybody doing out there in the world? Yeah, we good. Okay, now we right. Well, I tell you, we are never at a loss for some technical difficulties. Some technical difficulties, man. But we in the building now. You dig what I'm saying? What everybody got up going on? It is a Sunday, customary live. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. Hope everybody had a good week. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to round on into this new week. We live in America, but still we rise, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot goes on out here, but we try to keep our heads about ourselves. You dig what I'm saying? So again, we're making progress on the channel, man. I just put out a episode earlier today, actually, concerning your boy Pat Bev, man. Pat Bev done learned the hard way out here. You know what I'm saying? And we'll roll into that in a minute. But yeah, if you would be so kind, go and click on to that episode. For my standards, man, for me watching these numbers and thinking I'm knowing what's going on, it's doing well for my standards. You know what I mean? But let me not go on my weekly YouTube rant about saying I think I got this figured out and that figured out. I don't know, man, because it's honestly for people that are coming by here. I guess I'm starting to mold my channel a little bit, or maybe just bring it back to where I originally needed it to be. You dig what I'm saying? Because due to the success of a good little handful of videos here lately, I find that the format I've been doing it works well. You know what I mean? So. So it's going to change my content up a little bit from, I used to put together shows where I would, I could put together a lot of different clips, and narrate them or go ahead, but it wasn't working to me. I was growing, but I seemed to have found a good little niche, and so. It's going to be more of a reaction type of channel. I'm still going to cover topics, but I tend to want to find videos that are a little long and what have you, so that I can watch them along with my audience, man. I feel that that's a more organic way to go about this thing. You dig what I'm saying, man? But as always, we're growing. Go and check those subs out. We're gonna add a shopping component to this thing here in a minute. I've got an independent clothing imprint that's been around for a number of years. Live High Apparel, you dig? But the straight like that shirts and hats and different variations will start. I think I'm gonna do a little mashup. Yeah, because you see the Gucci North Face type of deals and all that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a straight like that Live High mashup of material. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start to offer those. I'll start flashing them in with cards and uh, you know, guide you all. They got my shopping tab is open, but I hadn't delved into it. It's a lot of different things to go on in this process once you get into the program, man. So I hadn't set the store up just yet, but be on the lookout. I got a couple samples in yesterday, and I think y'all gonna like the new direction this thing is going in. But you all didn't know about it. This was something that came from my music days and wanting to have my own imprint and all of that. And I just took it through the years. Like I've got a million shirts. I only wear my shirts. You know what I mean? You'll never see me in the world with another shirt on other than a Live High joint. You dig what I'm saying? So we got some wares out there for you. So be on the lookout for the store in a minute. Get you some of them subscriptions, man. You dig what I'm saying? But it just at the least, watch with your boy. Be a subscriber. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the best I can ask. But let's go on and get into this tier. Like I said, I just put the show out earlier, man. Go click on about Pat Bev. Now, Pat Bev, probably a basketball player, hothead. You know what I'm saying? He was in my commentary a little while ago about the Rashad McCants little deal. You know what I'm saying? He was the first person to come out here and let us know that Rashad was ducking smoke. You know what I'm saying? He went on the Gills Arena, the fallout from that, and then, down the line, we had the other people. But, in between the time where he had that little flash in the pan, he ran into the situation with his little sister. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all don't know, Pat Bev is on the way to the airport. He's got an overnight flight. He's going to LA to work out for the Lakers and some other lined up workouts for some other teams. He get a call from his mama. Mama said, "Hey, get over here a sipper there." You understand what I'm saying? With a saption is what she said. Those were words. He get to the crib. He got a little sister. From what I'm understanding, I'm guessing she was 15, maybe 14. But Shawty done snuck out the house to go see a little boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, they've been going through the motion with Lil Shawty for a minute about this puppy love. You know what I mean? And being somebody that knows all about that situation and having a child around them ages and not particularly those activities. You dig what I'm saying? But that puppy love shit, you know how it goes. So I ain't really mad at how it played out for bruh, at least in that situation. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, man, cuz say he get there and it's different reports of what he say happened. The police report said another thing. So it basically boiled down, he went in there and choked her out, snatched her around. Cause bro, you got to know these youth these days. She hot at the mouth, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Spoiled as hell. You dig what I mean? They been rich and having for a minute ever since bro been in the league. You dig what I'm saying? All her life, she been having. You know what I mean? Oh man, can't tell her anything. So she hot at the mouth against mama. You know what I'm saying? But bro said they been having the trouble before, man. Boy, I can only I don't know if I can imagine because mine is me. But if mine ever did some shit like that, I'd probably do the same thing Pat Bev did. But anyways, he go through the little situation, he get banged up, you know what I'm saying? And it's a fun ass video, bro, when you hear him talking about uh how he didn't understand, he never knew how uncomfortable handcuffs were. Like, man, come on, bro. You can't be this tough of a hothead. I'm saying the next thing I'm finna talking about is the same thing. But I'm like, bro, for as badass as you, I remember when he's sitting on the Gil Arena show, when Rashad was like, man, I didn't even know who you was, but they got me in here working against nobody. That was one of his 1 million excuses for why he ducked the workouts. He made a comment, Pat Bear was like, yeah, buddy, that crazy nigga in the back with the knife. Like, so, how crazy he was in the league. Now, I'm rocking with Pat Bear, but, this is an equal opportunity employee over here straight like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make jokes. I play the does. I'm a hood nigga with it. We're going to talk about everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Call it what it is, like spinach. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, talking about it was uncomfortable. And I'm like, man, y'all can't be making these kind of statements out here and be ready to beat up everybody. You do understand, bro. Like, you could punch somebody and they could if we take y'all for how, you know what I mean, how tall and how much y'all can fight from your antics and all that, then it wouldn't be from a stretch of the imagination to say, hey, my nigga, you might punch somebody and they go down, hit their head, and then they go out of here. Now, you know what will happen to you, sir? You ass is going to prison. Now, with the money you got and all that, you might can wig it down some years, but you ain't going to get locked up. You got to know how to throw some blows or something. Y'all don't think y'all be thinking about that, bro. So, for you be talking about you ain't know how uncomfortable handcuffs was and how uncomfortable prison is. Oh, I see what's there. Like, oh, this is a bad look, bro. This is a bad look where you going down right now. But anyways, boom. Cuz go to jail by that thing, man. Now, when he went in, he had his own podcast over there on Barstool Sports. Yeah. Barstool is owned by what I call him in the show, Toadstool McDirty. Yeah, that's his name. Toadstool McDirty, otherwise known as Dave Portnoy. Yeah. That's the outfit he owns. Now, if you don't know who Dave is, just type him into your Google or go on the X. Go on the X and type in Dave Portnoy and scroll for a minute and then come back over here. If you got two phones, you can do it at the same time. But if not, go scroll to it and come back over here and then you see who Dave Portnoy is. But he was working over there with folk them, you know what I mean? Dave made a statement And that's all in the show. So I ain't gonna play none of those videos. I got a little couple other videos. I'll play with some other topics. But Dave came on and said, "Man, Pat gonna be all good over here, man. We got his back. You know, my people are telling me that it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We just got him waiting on the wings, letting it blow over. He's gonna be all right." There's other people in the camp. You see the videos of them. They act like they don't know who Pat Will. Well, it's wild. I won't explain the whole video, but essentially, when Pat come back out of his little situation, he didn't get found guilty or anything, but he called Dave and them said, "Hey, Dave, I'm ready to get back on the show. What's really going on?" They ran him in the hamster wheel for a minute. It just eventually, when somebody just had to say some words, like, yeah. And so crazy, bro. Dave told him after Dave sent him to the crew to see what's up. The crew sent him back to Dave to see what's up. Dave tells him, "Hey, the crew don't want you back." You know what I'm saying? It's such cowardice all about. But that's the situation he ran through, and I'm not surprised by it. But again, you got to know who Dave Portnoy is. What Barstool is all about, this, that, and the third. And so you know, I've seen that. In fact, bro, I've got to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna start doing some story times because a lot of things be occurring to me. I know of a situation right now, bro. It happened a couple of years ago, right? And it relates to this and how fast, like somebody, and it was probably my fault, but I'm a rebel with a million causes, bro. So, I remember working around this certain place. You dig what I'm saying? And the employee base were, I mean, from what I know now, they were like ultra QAnon, like what do they call the top levels doofuses, bro? What do they call them? What is it? It's MAGA none, ultra none, something like that, bro. But they're some of the weirdos of the world, right? And so, me being me, you dig what I'm saying? I'm immediately like, ah. And there happened some little small situations. The last one of which, where a group of us were asked to go and carry a piece of rubber. It was a huge piece of rubber. Pause. You did what I mean. And to carry it from like one location to the other, right? Boom. We did that. And when we finished that and everybody's headed back to their assigned locations, the big dog, the ultimate Gomer pile of them, you dig what I'm saying? I've got my phone out, looking at some of my phone, headed back with my little crew. Not even nothing to do with this cat. But me being dreads and tattooed of it all. You understand me? Glaring of it all. I'm just dumb, bro. Don't even get me started. So he says to me, "Hey, you better get out that phone before you run into something." Well, I proceeded to stop and look at him. And when he finished talking, I put my head back down into my phone, and then I started to walk in a direction that would cause him to have to stop and walk around me. This is what I did. Well, needless to say, the next day I was fired. I ain't give a damn though. You understand me? But the wild part about it, there was a young man that looked like me. We were one of two, three, four. He had been there about 10 years. You dig what I'm saying? I could just only imagine, bro, what he had taken. You dig what I'm saying? In order to be able to stay around there. And I be damn, bro. I seen about 2 weeks later, maybe 3. Hey, shit, what's going on, cuz? Are you still over there with them folks? Yeah, no, man, they 5. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I felt so bad, bro. But it was a situation where it's like, bro, they were looking for an excuse. You dig what I'm saying? And so after I came back, he could ask do that. You know what I'm saying? It just gave him a reason to just be like, you know what? Them goddamn, you see, man. They went on clean house of bro. You dig what I'm saying? I felt bad, but then I'm like, I'm not surprised. You give them an excuse, you give them a reason, they're gonna jump on it, which ties back to Pat Bev. I'm not surprised that they fired him up out of that show, doing good numbers or whatever, be damned. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you gave him a reason to be able to label you. In this situation, ain't like he beat some of his girlfriend, someone. I'm not mad about him snapping off on little sis about doing what she doing, and probably and most likely how she be acting in that house with mom and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because she is also the one that didn't come to testify against him. And but if you let one of the guys from Barstool characterize that, he just like, man, these criminals out here don't be innocent, bro. It's a million criminals that didn't go to prison over the years because some woman wouldn't testify. Nigga, this is this man little sister. I mean, he just talking like there was John Gotti with the prison. We talking like it's some heinous individual out here committing crime and just intimidated the witness. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised, bro. But they snaked him right up on it. Bro said he came back ready to go back to work, and them boys were having no part of it, man. But that was the show I just dropped. So I kind of just gave you the whole synopsis, but there's still a couple of ins and outs to the video and all that because Pat Bev seemed to have been blindsided by this thing, man. So keeping right along with my basketball theme and this Gil Arena and all of that I mentioned, your boy Kenyon Martin. I put out a 3-part series about this Kenyon Martin drama early in the week, and it did me decent numbers. You dig? Now, Kenyon Martin. It damn kill you, boy. This was a wild one right here. So Kenyon goes and takes it upon himself to call out this guy named Suge. Suge is, I don't know if he's a cameraman or a fact checker, or, what key grip. Well, I don't know exactly what he does over there at Gil's Arena, but he works for Gil. Let's just keep that in mind as I'm explaining this. He works for Gil's Arena. I think he still does. I haven't watched in a couple of days. But yeah, Kenyon chose to call this man to the carpet. And in my opinion, even though I don't recognize bullies, I see people that act as though, the general world is afraid of them, but I don't recognize a bully. I don't, from my days, from my age and my era, a bully. Yeah, okay. But yeah, for 7 minutes, he chose to bully this man. Call him down there and tell him how he didn't feel, he didn't appreciate, and having had the man in his house and giving him some money, even though it was for a job he did, and just basically little boy the dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? He little boy him all about some comments, some comments that Suge made 3 years ago about Kenyon Martin's stuttering problem. A stuttering problem of which, if you watch Gil's Arena, bro, I don't know I don't know that I recognize a time that I remember Kenyon stuttering, or definitely not one where it was bad enough to where it was like a thing and people like, damn. But outside of that, bro, and I used to watch the show Hard Body before Gil caught this little case. Seemed like the algorithm kind of, put him on the back page and little stuff like that. Damn, where y'all remember back page? I was in, boy, God. Atlanta was a crazy place right there back page. But yeah, man, he don't really stutter like that, bro. But bro got out his body, man, and called the man to the carpet. And mind you, these comments came 3 years ago when Suge had no idea that he was gonna work with Kenyon. When he found out he was gonna work with Kenyon all these years later, because he was already on Gil's Arena. And keep that in mind, he already on Gil's Arena. So it's like, and I doubt that that's the only inflammatory. In fact, it's a comment in one of my videos, and they say the guy Suge is a known troll. He used to dox people and all of that. And I don't know that he just went on a doxing spree. I'm almost sure that referred to him having some beef with somebody online and playing them games. You know what I'm saying? That people play when they beef online. But I didn't go all delving into his history because it didn't warrant that. You know what I'm saying? For Kenyon to be that in his feelings, man, about some old comments that this man already tried to apologize for. Knowing this from apparently Kenyon knew this shit for like 2 weeks, and instead of accepting dude's apology or having a conversation with him. Then he chose they had just come back. I think it was their first day back on Gills Arena with the new set, and he chose that day to stop the record and say that. Like, come on, bro, that's bullshit, bro. You see what I'm saying? That's bullshit. Hey, stop the whole show. Hold on, DJ. Hold on, DJ. I got something to say. Gangster don't do that, bro. Gangster move inside. You just wanted everybody to see you telling him off. Like, what type of that's that content brain. You know what I'm saying? Content brain, bro. Like, and it's just hard to look at a person that has got I don't know how many millions, but I'm sure Kenyon Martin is, you know, man, I think 100 million in the bank or something. You dig what I'm saying? It's like, bro, and not that money just makes you immune to anything in particular, bro. But I just can't see. I can't see at the big age, at the big success, at the big life that Kenyon has made for himself, bro. Um, I couldn't see but he does a lot of things but I guess, with athletes, bro, I guess you have to cut them sort of the slack of, yeah, they're huge. They look overgrown up. You dig what I'm saying? But they've lived the type of life, especially the stars. I guess any guy went to the NBA. They were legends in their hometown from early on, went to college being coddled, on to the NBA with millions. So they didn't necessarily have the time to live the real life to where you really learning life lessons out here in the world. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? So I guess we got to come to slack of uh, 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 still just being that big bravado basketball player guy. But it's like, bro, this the real world. You know what I'm saying? Like, on the court, because it's like, bro, on the court, I guess basketball play. I guess some of them niggas can fight and all that, bro. But again, man, I think the upbringing, just the environment when you're an elite athlete, man. I don't know that you're in enough situations, and not that you need to be around these things, but I don't know that they're in enough situations to really test their metal, to know what I'm saying, know what they own. So a 6'9" nigga in basketball, the big man is respected as the big man. I can't beat him in basketball. I can't dunk over him or whatever. Like, so if he heat up, you don't disrespect the big man. He's 6'9". Like in the streets, bro, nigga will make you shit. What is it, like half a foot probably off the? You know what I'm saying? Like, but they do that a lot, bro. Like it translates, but you know, that was a bad look for Kenya, man. It made it even worse after that, trying to justify the little shows he did, and it kind of peeved me because I'm like, damn, bro, Tim Thomas had just came at him a couple days before that. You know what I'm saying? I think Tim said he slapped him, if I ain't mistaken. He made some little 5-minute video. Now I don't expect him to flatter what Tim Thomas said and all that, but I don't know, man. His response to that wasn't as vitriolic as I would have expected. And but he said he got a soft spot for the stuttering thing and all that may be, man. They did. I seem to remember hearing bro chuckle and laugh when Rashad said something about the alopecia that Charlie Villanueva suffers from, but instead of saying alopecia, he just said a sick nigga. You dig what I'm saying? Like, was he alluding to do like the nigga got cancer or something? Leukemia. Ain't joking about it. They were kikiing, cacan, spitting drink out their mouth and shit on the show. And he said something about this stutter. This of it's ready to call. He done. Kenya said he is bro said he was on the board of the National Stuttering Association, the NSA. I don't know, bro. I think the NSA is the National Security Agency, man. Yeah, cuz say he on the board. I don't know if they gonna march against George. I don't know. It was a horrible look, bro. But Those shows did okay, and seeing what these basketball players got to say, man, because them boys being in a bubble, man, it'd be funny to see them react to things out here in the world. Jack, um, in that Pat Bear video, and it relates to athletes, man. Football season is approaching. We in March Madness right now. I guess we can yeah, okay, that'll tie in because we can talk about him too. We can divert to March Madness. Who y'all got now? From what I'm seeing, I start watching basketball around these times. I'll flash in throughout the season. I know the teams that I'm basically looking for throughout the year, but it'll be a lot going on. So tournament time and playoff time, and so thus far, what I've seen, I saw Duke yesterday last night. They look good, and they won the game. Um, but if I'm looking at, because that I watched that game in particular because after watching Michigan, I heard Clark Kellogg say something about Duke could match up with him size wise. You know what I mean? They got the player of the year. One of the Boozer boys out there, and then his little brother out there with the guard play. Um, Michigan got a squad, bro. If I'm just sleep on a lot of other teams, and which I am, but Michigan is known for a good basketball team. But when I saw him, that big 7-footer they got, yeah, broken hoop. You dig what I'm saying? Broken hoop. Left hand, right hand with that thing. Yeah, good passing like a Jokic. Do you remind me of Jokic? Showing up. They got a squad. They tall all over the building. I think I just scratch my neck or something. But yeah, they got a squad, man. Y'all tell me who y'all going with. Y'all getting them comments. You dig what I'm saying? Either now or once you catch this. I didn't do a bracket this year. I didn't catch the first day of it. But speaking of college basketball, I'm in my Alabama Crimson Tide. Aiden Holloway. Now, Mr. Holloway, despite getting I don't know how much money, Aiden Holloway was caught with 2.1 pounds of good gas. You know what I'm saying? Good gas and cash in his residence. You understand what I'm saying? I almost said something about his girl. It made a rhyme about that, but let me not even do that. But yeah, look, Cuz now. Cuz said he just smoked, and which is that's the classic thing. You have to say that. Uh, but you don't smoke 2 pounds, bro. Like, you don't smoke 2 pounds. I'm sure they probably did find paraphernalia and all that. And I think they kicked Lil Cuz off the team, but I think the door is open for him to come back. But I don't know if he's gonna go on and go to the league. He's probably just gonna go on and go to the league anyways. Even before that, but more so definitely now. I didn't even know how they fared in the tournament. I hadn't looked after them, but that's a bad beat. One of these shows said that bad beat, man. I wonder who snitched on Cuz. Cause he had him. He been there. What a year or two? I heard somebody came from Auburn, but I thought he was there last year. I'm almost sure Aiden Holloway was there last year. Um, I'm almost sure, but anyways, he been around for a while, so I'm sure he ain't just now started. You know, being around good gas. You know what I'm saying? But for some odd reason, it came up right here in the interim. Maybe I don't know, man. Maybe it's the powers that be trying to just, I feel like there's always a big time hate conspiracy rivalry thing with Alabama as it pertains to Auburn, bro. I think every off season is like I'm telling you, bro. It's no way these movies and some of these things we see don't happen. I'm sure that they're Mr. Yellowwood and some of them rich folks, bro. I'm sure there are some meetings, some groups and stuff out of here that, you know, they get together periodically, you know what I mean, and to ramp up to some of these years and see what kind of dirt they might can dig up or to get a certain player or to maybe get a program and you know what I'm saying? I'm sure, bro. Like, especially now because Alabama, I think I've spoken to them on some of my past streams. I think they fell victim today. playbook being compromised in football this year, and so they kind of down. You got the basketball team down with that little thing, you know what I mean? And so I think any advantage in recruiting, Auburn football team got a new coach. They got a new coach in basketball too. They handed it down to the Bruce Pearl son, and he stunk up the place. Forgot to have my damn soundboard. That would have been a perfect soundboard opportunity. But yeah, y'all tell me what y'all got. I think Michigan gonna take that thing up out of here, man. Now, uh, who else? I thought I was gonna talk about. Oh well, I guess that's the guy in Tuscaloosa when I was speaking about Alabama and Auburn. This ain't really a rivalry, but I saw this video. It's from some guy. Some guy's taking the video, but it's at this restaurant formerly called Nick's in the Sticks, which is in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. From what I understand, the place is now called Nick's Original Filet. You ask why such an abrupt change of name all of a sudden? Well, because there's a group of black people eating at the restaurant. There's plenty of white people eating at the restaurant. But in the black group of people, there sits a couple of white people. White man, da da da. They finish their meal. He wait to get that money. As he walk out out the door and head to the parking lot, the owner rushes to get his attention. He go up to the white guy. He asked the white guy. He said, "Man, you condone this?" The white guy said, "Condone what? What?" He said, "You condone them N words." It was like, you condone sitting at the table with him because Brad said that, and them partnering in. From what I understand, the black family went in there celebrating. One lady I heard her say, this is my son's 22nd birthday, and we got to deal with this. So, white buddy, probably a friend from work and all this, you know what I'm saying? His family, what have you. I don't know exactly how many of them were with that particular party, but he was with them sitting at the table with them eating. Man in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, ran outside and asked him, did he condone N words and why are you sitting at the table with him? And I said that to say, that doesn't really tie to that, but it's interesting how I say a lot of times, man. I guess people know about Alabama and the South, the Mississippi's, the Georgias of the world, the Tennessees, you know what I mean, the Kentuckys, the Louisianas. You'd be surprised how them boys on Alabama Crimson Tide football team that, you know, it's people out here that they get little text messages, send their money into the collective, you know what I mean? Community based organizations, now the NIL, they pay these niggas. But that same dude they paying, let his ass not be in that uniform and sliding through one of these towns and get pulled over by the police or walk in their store like eat in a restaurant. Boy. But we see it all the time. Like I said, Pat Bev shouldn't have been surprised, man. So all of those are kind of tie-ins. You dig what I'm saying? Let me mark off some things, man. We went down a little 30 minutes in. The playoffs is approaching. Y'all got an NBA. They ain't mad at them OKC boys. I seen them folk got the fight last night, man. I can see how OKC would frustrate you. I don't like the way they play. Seem like they look out for fouls a little too much, man. But you know that boy, what they call him? SGA. He pretty efficient out there, man. You know he take a lot of practice shots, but you know he gets them in, he gets them done. And away we run. You dig? Let's go into the entertainment world, man. 50 Cent and Mano, what's finna go on with them out there? It's crazy too, bro. 50 Cent ain't gonna never live this down. That man, and I heard, y'all know Zip with the Drip? I click on bro from every now and then, and he said that it's heating up there in New York. You know what I'm saying? He says heating up and getting, you know what I mean? Some smoke is on. But it's just wild to me how, you know, 50 has no problem, like, you know, I guess he got to save face now. You know what I'm saying? Before they pull his card, but he didn't say another word after T.I. and them got on him. You know what I mean? He put out a couple memes like I'm unbothered and all of that, but he seemed to have plenty back and forth and for Mano and Jim Jones and Fab and all of that. So it just gives people an opportunity to say, "Oh, you picking and choosing, I ain't you fifth." You dig what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody taking that shit serious no more, my nigga. But they got some little beef going on up there. We're gonna see what might come out of it. Probably, shouldn't be nothing. But some folks need to be put into their place sometime, man. Folk be out there wilding out. Speaking of the entertainment industry and folks wilding out, these are two California people, bro. One with a semi-sad story and one with just a stupid story. But both just being bad looks. So you have this rapper by the name of Lil Russell. All right. I confess, people, I've never heard one of his songs. You dig what I'm saying? I heard a couple snippets before and just peeped the whole little scene, and it's like, yeah, I could immediately know that it wasn't really my cup of deal. But here lately, this is what Cuz has gotten himself on too. Now, for sake of not getting any kind of copyright in this video, I'm gonna use this version. I have a different version in my phone. What y'all know about Palm Beach Pete? Palm Beach Pete is in very close proximity to a one individual named Jeffrey Epstein. Man, type Palm Beach Pete into your Google, man. Tell me that ain't bruh, man. It's wild. Tell me that ain't bruh. It gotta be bruh. Man, am I gonna ever make it to this? Is this one okay? Even the devil was heaven sent. Donald too. I could probably play this one. Epstein too. Adolf too. Even you. We all heaven sent. Don't point at me, not my heaven. You proud of yourself? Yeah, cuz I think it said Jay-Z signed him or something. Because chose to put out a song called Heaven Sent. And in the beginning of the song, he went to say that we heaven sent and she heaven sent and Kanye heaven sent. And then he said Donald Trump is heaven sent. And Jeffrey Epstein was heaven sent. And Adolf Hitler was heaven sent. And people commenced to getting right on his ass. Yes, sir, that's what they did. And it seems to me that he may have paused the momentum, the newfound momentum that he had found out here in the entertainment rap world. You dig me? And I wouldn't be mad at it because it's just, heaven sent. I'll be honest here. Let's have a real grown person conversation. When you hear the words heaven sent, you think in terms of a positive thing, sent by God for the benefit of you when you saying it, or the benefit of what I mean, something like that, and a net positive type of individual thing interaction. Outside of him and a couple of people that's just in the administration, nothing he's doing is benefiting anybody at large, bro. The American people, the Iranian people, the Venezuelan people. So it's a bad look, bro. When you say heaven sent, man, I don't know that that helps the cause of turning people towards religion. You know what I mean? Because what does it say about a God, your God, Lil Russell? What does it say about that entity that they would send such an individual, that they would be responsible for such an individual, that they would, I guess, accept such an individual? Now we to get into the whole about what you need to do right before you die to still go there. Like it's a lot of funny things I could talk about, but you know what I mean. I think I'd find a problem with the person that would put those type of people in that category. Now he tried to come back and reword it and say what he really meant. No, he was trying to be edgy and conscious rap. These I guess he was one of them conscious rap niggas, but you know they're happening in the rap community all the time, bro. I say it all the time. You know what I mean? You get a little money in the community and you say some things out your mouth, not necessarily that no one else had never thought of, hadn't said, but you just happen to be in the, you happen to have your time, your 15 minutes, whatever you call it, and you say something prolific, or you a rapper, you got rap skills that's better than most of your cohort, so you were able to break through. Great, you dig what I'm saying? And so you get there, and they get doing these things, acting, singing athletically, and then all of a sudden they think that that paycheck that they getting paid for doing what they do means that they're a special person that needs to tell this right here to you, and it often goes off the rails. Now rappers aren't the same people in the world of like the athletes that's has lived like a coddle world and didn't really have to meet the real world. You dig what I'm saying? Once they started being recognized out here, a lot of time rappers come from a lot of the hard backgrounds, and being a rapper is hard to maintain, and being a civilian. So you kind of have to go balls to the wall. So yeah, they have a grip on real life, but they too often, bro, get into the area of thinking that they're the soothsayers for the community and the edge lords, and that should always go wrong. So some stupid statements out of his mouth. And as I understand it now, he's deleted his social medias. And like I say, them record sales probably gonna reflect the dissension that people, especially in California, bro. That's the worst place to say something like Donald Trump is having shit like is a net positive anything great coming out that. And Epstein, like it was just so stupid for him to make that song. He says that his engineer got in touch with him prior and was like, "Hey, bro, I really don't think you should put this out." Edge Lord said, "Yes, indeed. That just gave me more ammunition and more reason to put this out. I'm putting it out right now, unfinished, unmixed, unmastered. Put it out right now. Watch how hot this finna be." And yeah, you weren't that important, bro. Quit trying to be. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it never fails out here, man. Christian Rock. Now, let me preface this with saying, God bless the child. What's got his own. I believe children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. You know what I'm saying? Give them a sense of pride and make it easier. Let the children laugh and play. You did all this good shit is what I'm saying. But nigga, I seen Christian Rock in an interview. And Shawty say, hey, you know them people that go to school, you know, have dealt with kids and babies and humans and patients to know how to be able to diagnose diseases and disorders. She said if you take your child to them and they say, yeah, that what your child is doing or is not doing is identified as this, that, and the third. Christian Rock said, no, because God, what we just talking about with this. La Russell, heaven sent thing. The same God. That God is was really got the final say. And if the doctor say that your child, may not never walk or talk or something like that, just let that go. Disregard that and just say, God got it. And then in a couple of years down the road, the doctor gonna be wrong. She said something along the lines of that. Now, do we have anecdotal times that we can say, yeah, people that said they weren't gonna walk again or talk again, they in fact started doing that? Yes. And could it happen with her young child? It could, and I hope that it does, bro. But to make such a statement in the face, you know, the truth glaring you in the face that Christian did not handle herself appropriately when she was carrying that baby, man. And so now the baby is born a couple years in, it's missed plenty of developmental milestones. Informed by the doctor that I guess most of those milestones, if any, would never be met. And so instead of Christian taking and apparently Blueface ain't even the daddy. Just all kind of random nastiness, bro. And she just gonna, denial pill herself of, the doctor don't know what he talking about. I didn't cause no problems. God just got a different timeline for my child. And pretty deplorable. It's pretty deplorable, man. So what I would say out of that, I guess everybody know, bro. That's the age old thing. You can't drink and smoke when you pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And I seen a couple of clips online. I don't really know how confirmed, but from what I see, yes, she was impregnated and she was partaking in alcohol and carcinogenic tobacco. You dig what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people do that probably still, bro, and they kid come out good. But I guess if it comes from my standpoint, maybe she like, man, you know how many chicks I seen drink and smoke, and they baby still was, you know what I'm saying? She probably come from that mind frame of it because I'm sure she's seen that before plenty of times. But there's a reason that they warn against it, man, because it can, and in some cases, will have adverse effects on your unborn child. And so Charlie Christian, seems to play the part in that, but now she say the doctors and all of that don't know what they talking about. Maybe she was drunk when she was saying that, just like Justin Timberlake. Well, I seen the police video of Justin Timberlake drunk ass the other day. That's what it looked like. He was on more than drink too. That's what it was. He was just stupid looking, bro. Like he kind of looked like Gumby or something. You know what I mean? Oh man, drunk as a fool. Thought dude was gonna let him go because of who he was, and bro took his ass swiftly to jail. Come on to jail, Jack. Out there in California, going to Hollywood. Get your ass in the back of this police car and get away from the ID key. That's what you can do, sir. Speaking of California, wilding out, man. Whack 100 say Aiden Ross trying to get into his orifices, man. Ooh, that is disgusting brain work right there. But yeah, Blueface went and fought on brand risk about a week ago. Got beat. Aiden turned around and said that because at the end of the match, Blueface asked if he would return to Brandwich for another fight. He said no because Aiden been playing cooking the books on the betting. He got the betting and the money all messed up. Boom. Couple days later, I think Blueface was expecting a check. Wack was expecting a check, something like that. Aiden comes out and says that Blueface is fined $100,000 for not doing something in the contract, something crazy. And so they get to going back and forth, and then Wack come out showing text messages. And I remember saying in the show, come across some material. Apparently, this is how Aiden Ross made it into the internet. He was playing a gay character. He was leaning into gay activities when he first came on. I don't know if I've ever heard him dispute him, or maybe he really is, because the text that Wax show, is either Aiden just trolling him, but it's like he's trying to get Wack to say that the only reason they hadn't worked together, something like that, is because he's Jewish and he's gay. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get him to fall on that pill. But I don't know that with the sentiment that even the MAGA people, the religious people that were taught to hold Israel in such a high regard, and Jewish people and the Jewish faith, they pissed off at them folks right now. They got some of their sons and daughters over there dying in that war. So I don't know that being labeled anti-Semitic is a death blow like it apparently used to be. You know what I mean? So, but he's trying to get Whack to fall on that sword. But with Whack, it's like, bro, you really just you harassing me right now. You dig what I'm saying? And so I don't know what's done led to their little money moves, but it was an interesting little tidbit that I did run across the other day. I was gonna play some videos of this shit, but I'm almost at the end. So we just gonna leave it where it is. Also out there in Hollywood, man, they're going to the movie world. What y'all think about Sinners? Now, I have a device where I won't even speak on that, but when I first saw it, the clarity was not so great. Let's just say that. I still thought it was a good movie, but in the middle of the scene where the little Irish dance scene and all that, at that point it kind of got on my nerves and I kind of checked out because again it wasn't a great quality, and so the sound was just too much. I'm just like, and at that, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm gonna be honest because I keep it a buck over here. At that point in the movie, I got irritated and I was just kind of checked out of it. And I really said at that point, like, damn, bro, why is there so much music in this movie? Because the music was irritating because again, it was not such good quality. Now, I think I still ended up finishing the movie and left with a positive review. But about a week or so later, better footage was provided and I watched it again in the clarity that it should be, and I was like, yeah, this shit hit. You dig? This shit hit. Man, that thing ran through the war ceremonies out there, but you got folks in the comments, bro. A certain kind of people. They swear it's the worst movie ever. They swear to God that it's only Sinners is just dust to done. Dust to done, and it's like three of those Quentin Tarantino movies. And I like Quentin Tarantino. I like most of his movies, but I don't. Those don't really sit at home with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember those in particularly. I think I've tried to watch all of them over the years, but I don't know that I've made it through either one of them to be able to opine on. They didn't grip me like that. You know what I mean? And I'll sit through a Quentin Tarantino movie in a minute. I like how he rock. I like how he do things. Reservoir Dogs on up to the Django and all that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, so I'm hip to bro. But none of those three did it for me. There are countless vampire, horror movies shooting up. It's plenty of those. So why they would pick out that one and say it's just a remake of or what have you, or just an iteration of that, bro, it was a great movie. It was put together great. And those music scenes that I said something about my first go around, they fit perfectly once you could hear them and how they were supposed to be heard and all that. You know what I mean? But they swear that it's just a knockoff of Dust Till Dawn. And then you had this black guy enter the picture, Billy or something. Let's see what Billy said. I got Billy in here. Let's talk some shit about Billy. Billy might be far down the list. Let's see what Billy is. Here go Whack. Listen to Whack. Sorry, I had to come to this. Yo, 9:15, y'all tune in. Sorry, I had to come to this. But 100 so YouTube channel, the truth about Aiden Ross in the boxing match, right? And his sexual advances at people. Hate to say it, but he tried his bully tactics, and I guess he. I told you, Wax, that man trying to get into his situation. That's your boy from that's your boy from Nicks in the Sticks. It's a lot of weirdos on. Ah, you finna get my stream banned, girl. Shut up. Palm Beach Pete, bro. What in the hell, bro? What am I looking for? Here you go. I wrote the movie in 2020. It was entitled Bloody Freaks. I have it copywritten since 2020. There's a movie that is saying that they wrote this film in 2024. We were in pre-production already with 27 other producers and different people working on the project. I had a video game being developed. My screenplay starred one Caucasian white lead actress. We ain't gonna listen to that whole video. Nathaniel Sherrod is his name. Nathaniel Sherrod says that not only is Sinners, a knockoff of Dust Till Dawn, he said that it is a blatant copy of his movie, Bloody Freaks, that he had a video game finna put out. 27 people in pre-production since 2020. He goes on to say the white lady, the one white lady, I guess she referring to Shawty girlfriend, and he said something about I know at one point he said something about his opening scene as a black kid holding a bloody guitar. And he says he's got 100 different comparisons to show you how Sinners is his film. I made a comment on X that happened to get a lot of likes. And I said, Sinners is actually a movie that is better than Dust Till Dawn. And it is also a movie that beat Bloody Freaks to the box office. And that's just the end of the story. Now, I don't know how many people been in, I had listened to the show, been in the music game, the movie business. A lot of these times, man, you have like in the music game, you have, producers are in little collectives and, they pool their beats and work on each other's beats, and then one add the drums and one do the like that. So, ideas are exported out. People go back to their own studios and take these drums that they put on this and put it into their own thing. And in the movie game, a lot of times scripts are passed around. You got people that work on sets and they may leave this set and work on another one, being on another one. So, ideas get mixed around and threw around and copied and repasted all the time. And so in this situation, Sinners came out last year? I don't know how long it took them to shoot it, but I'm damn sure they wasn't shooting since 2020. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to something like that, bro, he may be absolutely right. He out there in Cali or what have you. They may have took his script and ran it just like that, but they beat him to the box office. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know what kind of legal claims and terminology and whatever kind of ownership rules that he may have had. But if it was just a script, but if he say he started shooting, so I guess. But I would imagine if they took the idea like that, bro, they know how to get around that. They changed enough from it to not have to face any any punishment. But that's all the hating they doing on Sinners. If a brother just come out now, what I mean? It's like, I don't know, is he waiting to get all the awards and they get it as big and get as much money and much promotion and syndicated or however they call it? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was his play, but it's kind of a bad look to come out at this point, bro. Like, you could have done this. I don't know. to try and wait till it got popular. But they do that in the music business now. I will say so. Bro may have a case. Let me not shit on what he got talking about. Because in the music game, I remember Sting did rest in peace Juice World. Sting did Juice World like that. Juice World came out with that song, and Sting waited till it blew all the way up, and bro got his deals and commercials and all of this. You know what I'm saying? He waited till he got in place, getting plenty of money from that, and came forward and sued him for copyright infringement over having his material in the song. So maybe that's what bro doing. I ain't heard a lot since then. I think people pretty much dismissed what he was talking about. This post I'm seeing only got like 178 likes. I don't know if this was the original. I hadn't went to the Facebook, but I ain't heard anything else all this week, so it don't sound like they're taking them serious. But you know, we shouldn't be surprised to probably look up a month from now or something and hit us a lawsuit filed or something like that, man. But we'll keep a lookout on that in the center thing, because that would be a big story if Michael B. Jordan. What if he take Smoke and Stack to jail? How in the hell that'll be Michael B. Jordan's greatest acting performance? That nigga can walk in the court. It's two different people. Or what if they it should be like a movie, bro. Make a movie about this. Nigga, they interview Smoke one day and Stack the next day. Or in the same day. Nigga had to go in the bathroom and change right quick at 12 o'clock, come back out and Smoke or Stack. That should be wild, son. But as I look at my clock, I'm perfectly on time, man. That was an hour. You dig what I'm saying? Who is that watching with me? I don't know if I want to leave. Anything you want to say, person? Before I get out of here, it's not a lot of people in these lives as I do them. They usually come in a little later. I'll leave that. I'll leave the message thing alone. If there's something you want to say, type it into the chat. If not, I'm about to get ready to get out of here. Oh, there's two people. Two people. Anybody want to say something before we get out of here? Appreciate the support. What it is. Celebrity Shook. Nigga, don't tell me this you, Shook. You got to be kidding me, bro. You got to be kidding me, Shook. You got to be kidding me, man. That'll be the coolest shit on a good Sunday, bro. That's tough. That's tough, people. I think we had let's click. I can't. I'm scared to click on it. I might mess up my joint. I'm scared to even click on it. But yeah, man, if that was Celebrity Suge, bro, that's hard body. You know what I'm saying? That's hard body. This thing coming up, man. Like I said, I be talking to nobody, a couple people, but I ain't even tripping, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Especially on these lives. I got a show out there. I ain't covered that other part of Suge. I seen Suge come out and address the thing, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't really have no smoke for bro on this situation. Some folks might have some gripes with him. It wasn't, it was this situation didn't warrant me going down the rabbit hole and seeing what he's done with other people, because damn near everything is fair in love and war. You dig what I mean? So I know he was damn near not in the wrong for that situation, bro, and being a man and trying to get in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't take an opportunity and try to ball face embarrass a man in the public like that, bro. Out there in LA, I said in the clip. Nipsey Hussle, shout out to him. I've been to the store a couple times. I used to be all in the music game. I've been out there, met Black Sam back in the days. I had a chick from San Diego, all this, that, and the third. And that man, you know the way they did him on camera over what bro deemed was some disrespect out in front of a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, bro, you can't do people like that, my nigga. Like, you can't do people like that. You know what I'm saying? We'd have been everybody been in this motherfucker crying and laughing like, oh man, nigga, we're waiting on the Kenyon in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like shit happens out here, bro. Like you gotta find a better way to handle things. You've been around that man too long, bro. Too many other opportunities and ways to handle that situation instead of put that man in front of 100, 200,000 people for your bullying pleasure. You understand? And that's just my take on it. You dig? That's just my take on it, man. Yeah, bro. Like I had, like I say, man, somebody commented in my chat, cause they was like, hey man, Suge such and such and such, he been doxing people and he a major troll. Well shit, who ain't a troll online? You know what I'm saying? Like we giving our honest opinion, bro. If you can't say what you think about something in the heat of the moment, it'd have been different. He'd been like, man, let me not even say it because somebody clip it and be like, oh, you dig? So it's like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. So um it was just a bad look, man. I hope you still there, bro. Are you still employed over that shit? And the valiant part that I see, they say you ran up on a man before he had even seen the clip. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then to paint it like you all in my house, like you've been peeping out my spot. You know what I'm saying? I think you might be trying to set me up for it. It was just bad work all the way around, bro. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, because like I say, Gil employed you knowing full well who you were before he employed you, right? You know what I'm saying? So I get the idea that you didn't say anything too heinous. You ain't did anything too outside of the box since before you got there or any time that you've been there. No matter how the people online that you was into it took it. Like I don't see that anything happened that make them be like, oh, this nigga is no longer valid to be around. You know what I mean? And Gil, like, and let me not talk about Gil and you and your job, bro. I don't want to even put no smoke in there, but Gil loved this Jerry Springer shit. You know what I'm saying? He loves it, bro. You dig what I mean? That nigga is Roger Ailes or somebody, you know what I mean? But he got a formula he got to put together, man. I ain't gonna hate on the guy, man. But yo, it was bad. Look, man, I hate to see you. I hate to see you have to go through that. But you know, I would imagine that she probably did a lot more positive for you than negative. You dig what I'm saying? That 7 minutes that was probably a nasty work to go through. But I imagine that you know, it's raised your profile out here, man. It got you a little more visible, and that should translate into some dollars for you, my dog. You dig what I'm saying? But I appreciate you being here, man. Like I said, I be in these lives talking to a couple. My show's starting to catch steam and get some thousands, but my lives be whatever. But I be having fun with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just still building it. So I hope you subbed up, bro. I definitely. You know what I mean? I'm gonna shoot you a little message or something like that, man. Link in with me, my nigga, and keep up with it, bro. I'm finna get out of here. I appreciate everybody. Been straight like that live. I'm out.